everything we experience is filtered through the interpretation of our mind. And because of how the mind works, we're all prone to distortions that can make life feel far more difficult, confusing, and dangerous than it really is. Hi, my name is Ilya, and I'm a mindfulness and meditation teacher, and I help busy people discover natural ease, joy, and resilience in the midst of their busy lives. In this video, I want to talk about a distortion that affects all of us, one that creates enormous amounts of anxiety and stress. And I'll also share a practice that will help you balance your perception. I think it's one of the most freeing insights that come from meditation, and also one of the hardest distortions to see through. Our life always happens one moment at a time, and you are either here or you're not. You're either present or you're caught in thoughts about the past or future, or wishing how this moment was different. For many reasons, we prioritize paying attention to thinking over the rest of our experience, over the body sensations, sights, sounds, and smell and taste. Our mind acts like thoughts are more important than anything else, and we pay a very heavy price for that. We miss our life. What's the point of solving all the possible future problems, creating all the possible great future conditions, if in that future you will be solving new future problems and not actually enjoying the present? Do you really believe that if you continue the habit pattern of mainly focusing on thinking, there will be a future in which you're actually present? Is thinking really more important than actually being here? If you stop looking at reality through the lens of thoughts and stories, and instead experience it directly through your senses, through seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, you'll notice that life is always just this moment. Life isn't just a project you need to successfully plan and finish. We all know how this project ends for everyone. Life is not the story you're telling yourself about your kids, your partner, your work, or your boss. Life is always just this moment, and it's one moment at a time. And each moment is very simple. In each moment you're present with what is and respond to it if needed. At the level of experiential reality, life is simple. It's not complicated by our fears, stories, judgments, and worries about the future, because the future doesn't exist in experience. It only exists in our thoughts and imagination. This perspective isn't about bypassing or ignoring your responsibilities. It's about balancing your mind. Because for most of us, the pendulum has swung way too far in the direction of worrying, planning, and rumination. We're lost in thoughts most of our time and don't see life clearly. Sometimes the right action in the moment may involve analyzing and thinking, but you can do it consciously while staying grounded in reality. This way you don't get carried away by anxiety when you think about uncertainty and potential problems. You stand firmly with one foot in reality and another in the world of thought. You become the manager of your thinking mind and stop being dragged around by it. Sometimes our mind says today was a lot, and other times today was easy. But at the level of reality, both days were very similar. This moment, and then this moment, and then this moment. You may have had to make hard choices. You did things that were difficult for you. Maybe you even had to do hard physical labor. But even then, it was one decision, one task, one breath, one moment at a time. Holding this perspective while you function in the world of thought is essential. It helps you avoid getting overwhelmed by the one-sided story that life is difficult or complicated. Because at the same time, it's very simple. I invite you to practice consciously coming back to reality, to your raw sensory experience. That's where life happens. Just the warmth of water on your hands when you wash dishes, just the taste of the watermelon, just the sound of the voice of your coworker, just the sensations of hugging your kids, just the sight of all the trees around you when you're on a walk. You can even try it right now. What sensations are present in your body? Please feel them. Perhaps pressure, tingling, maybe warmth or coolness. What's in your field of sight? Look around. Notice colors. What sounds are present? You can also use questions to help you come back to your direct experience. What is here right now? And don't refer to thoughts for an answer. Experience it with your senses, just like we did a moment ago. What am I meeting in this moment? What needs to be responded to? This is a radical and often difficult practice. It goes against the current of a lifetime of conditioning. But I promise you, when reality becomes your anchor, life becomes much more spacious, workable, and clear. On the other hand, if you don't visit this moment often with your full attention, with your full presence, you miss the joys of your life. You miss the simple, fleeting opportunities for connection, beauty, and wonder. The laughter of your kids, the smell of roses on a warm afternoon, the sad, hungry look in your dog's eyes, the comfort of your bed at the end of the day. These aren't ideas. You can't enjoy them by thinking. These are moments that can only be appreciated by experiencing them directly with your full presence. If you're lost in thoughts about how life should be, or fears about what's coming next, you miss these moments. You miss your life. So please visit this moment as often as you can through your senses, with your full presence. This is your life. The rest is just stories. Sometimes necessary stories that help us function, but please don't confuse them with who you are or with reality itself. Let me leave you with the words of the mystic and poet Rumi, who beautifully describes what it means to live in reality in his poem called "I'll Meet You There." Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When you lie down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. When you lie down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Thank you for watching.